If I ventured in the slipstream between the viaducts of your dream, where mobile steel rims crack and the ditch and the back road stop, could you find me?
Boom, coming in hot, Chichi. How we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. A lot of stuff to talk about, dude. We had that amazing Aaron Boone stuff, and then yesterday we did foosball with the Boo. And now we're getting back to getting down and dirty with freaking baseball, dude. Your boy Correa signs. Whoo, big one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what? 13-year deal, bro. What was it? $330 million? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
13-year, I believe, $330 million. And you know, I guess when you look at it, you know, I think the one thing people will always say is you're never going to see those long deals again. You're never going to see those long deals again. That's not true. I think what teams are doing now is they want to keep the AAV, you know, the annual average salary.
Yeah.
You know, they want to keep that low. You know, I mean, they want to keep it in the 20 million range, and they're able to eat it later on.
Yeah.
They'd rather eat it. You're not going to get 13 great years of Carlos Correa at shortstop. That just ain't happening.
No, yeah, you're paying for his prime, and then
paying for his prime, and then you're gonna get what you get at the back end, and it is what it is. So I think that's what you're seeing with these deals now. You know, Trey Turner was that 11 years?
Yep.
11 years, 300 million. So I think it's a great sign. Though this guy's a stud.
He is a stud.
He's a stud, man. But the thing about Correa's got to be healthy. You know, I think sometimes he's been hit by the injury bug when he was in Houston, and he was I think he played 130 plus games last year in Minnesota. But when he's on the field, he's a game changer.
He's one of the best players in the league,
back.
right?
Yeah, he's one of the game changing defensively. And the Giants needed somebody like this, dude. That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, the Giants needed a big fish. They went after Judge with the 9 years, 360. He ended up going back to the Yankees. And, if you look at the Giants roster, how it's, those guys are older now. Crawford's, about to be done. Belt's about to be done. Posey is done. So no longer are we looking back at those teams that won the World Championships and saying, hey, these guys are good. That regime is moving out. And like I said, they got to get some star power on that team.
Yeah, the Giants need. If you're the Giants, you need a star. You need a star in your lineup.
You need a star, yeah. And who better to build around than a shortstop, right? I mean,
Great point.
If you're getting a corner outfielder or a corner, first, third baseman, like you win up the middle defensively too. So who better to get a big time bat, but also a guy that's up the middle as a shortstop. It's a great sign for me. They did a great job of bringing this one in.
You know who else is a great sign for? Dansby Swanson, right?
Yeah.
Like he's sitting out there now.
Well, what's so funny, Chinch, is everyone's sitting out there at the beginning going, hey, Dansby Swanson this, Dansby Swanson that. And it's like, oh, man, now he's sitting pretty. All three of the guys, Bogarts, Turner, and Correa, are now signed. Dude, Swanson's not going to be cheap. He's going to get more money now because of what those guys got. He's going to get less, but not much. I mean, Bogarts signed for $280 on a long-term deal, 11-year deal. Trey Turner's signed for $300 and Correa $330. Dansby's going to get mid-twos probably.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
And by the way, so finished 12th in the MVP last year. I don't even think that's where he's going to make most of his money. How about 2021? 160 games. 2022? 162 games. At shortstop, dude.
At shortstop, dude. He's a guy you can count on. He's a guy that, posts every day to play, whether he's feeling good or not feeling good. Because, bro, when you play 162 games in the big leagues, I don't know. There might be 50% of the games you don't feel 100%.
Right.
Most of the games you're not feeling 100%. So to play at a shortstop premium position to play 162, that's incredible.
Yes.
Right? And, dude, he put up some good, hit for some good power this year.
Yep, 25 and 96.
Yeah, and he can pick it over there at short. His
18
DRS,
bags. 18 bags.
Run saves is good. 18 bags. So I'm just saying, dude, it screams Dodgers.
Oh.
Dansby Swanson to the screams Dodgers. Freddie Freeman's there. You know what I mean? They were boys in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It's scream. I'm surprised that the Braves didn't make a play to kind of keep him around.
Yeah.
Because this guy's big in that. Was a big piece in that clubhouse. So when you look at Swanson, just screams Dodgers for me, dude. Because
I like that.
they've never given Gavin Lux, the shortstop role years ago when he was first coming up. So I'm saying, now it's like, okay, Dansby Swanson's a great player. You're the Dodgers. Go get him.
I love it. And then how about you're battling to be the best team in baseball every year, right? The Dodgers do that. You know who else tries to do that? The Phillies. And so now for the next 5 to 10 years, if you get Swanson there, you're going to have Swanson and Freeman battling out against Trey Turner and Bryce Harper in a championship game again, like they've been doing for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, bro, that's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, and hey, by the way, sneaky, Dodgers got Syndergaard, 1-year deal.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to get a 1-year deal. It's a smart thing for him to do. He's got to bet on himself because he really hasn't pitched much in like 2 years, right?
Yeah, no, I think the last year was his first year kind of getting back at it. So, yeah, I think it's a good sign for him. I don't even know if it's a high risk, but it's a high reward. If he comes out, pitches the way he does, that's impressive. Now Rodon is sitting out there, and you're hearing Carlos Rodon. It's here. The Yankees are on him pretty good.
Pretty hard. There's got to be a few teams on him hard. And then
the Dodgers are on him hard.
Yeah, of course. The Giants were rumored. The Giants need pitching too, by the way. I know it's not Correa.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I mean, everybody needs Rodon. There's not one team that wouldn't be useful for getting him. It's just how much can you pay him on your roster?
No, everyone needs Rodon, bro.
Yeah. Hey, the other one we hadn't talked about yet was Kenley Jansen to the Sox, the Red Sox. What's your take on that one?
I think that's a nice sign, man. He's still, at the end of the day, he's still getting saves. You worry about closers when they're not getting saves. I mean, is he as nasty as he was a few years ago with the Dodgers? No, he's aging, but he's aging well. He's got that cutter that he throws a lot. Right. He's a good closer. And nothing worse, for Alex Cora as a manager, there's nothing worse than when you don't have the back end set up the way you want to have it. Now with a guy like Jansen in there, you're like, okay, at least we know who we're going to in the ninth that is a proven closer. Closing in on, I think he has got 360 some career saves, closing in on 400 saves.
How about he started his career as a catcher, man? That's so cool. Like, think about how hard that is. Like, imagine you just had to reinvent yourself in the middle of the freaking minor leagues and become a pitcher. It's crazy.
Yeah, no chance, dude. Well, first off, I threw poop soup up there. I'd be like 75 mile an hour.
I've thrown a baseball with you. You had a cannon.
Dude, I got a good arm, but not like a pitcher's arm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, those catchers, that's why catchers become pitchers, because they have cannons.
Cannons, yeah. If you go back and look at him throwing guys out during a WBC that year, as a catcher, it was like, oh my God, this guy's got the greatest arm in the world, and sure enough,
dude,
he did.
I didn't see. I never saw him as a catcher.
Dude, it was so cool. Netherlands? Is he a Netherlands guy? Forgive me if I'm wrong. If there are big Kenley Jansen fans out there, but he was catching in the WBC one year, and it was like he was just like the most impressive arm as any catcher in the WBC, and that was with all pros. It was pretty cool. Hey, I saw one thing. I'm gonna throw this at you. We haven't rehearsed this. Not that we rehearsed on this show, but. Yeah. There's this cool article in MLB.com asking I forgot, the shift is going away, right?
Yeah.
Who is going to benefit most from the shift in baseball?
I saw that article, and they were talking about Corey Seager, right?
Oh, yeah, were they? I didn't actually read it because I wanted to think out loud.
They said Seager. Yeah. Seager's a guy that, pulls the ball a lot, hard on the ground with big exit velocity. They're like, Seager's numbers are going to go to another level. Because he hit 30-plus home runs last year. Sure. And the average, just wasn't there. But I think the average is going to go to another level with the shift happening.
I think Rizzo comes closer to being that 280 to 295 hitter
too. It's going to help Rizzo big time.
Dude, that dude, man, watching Yankee games with my dad, he watches every one. Rizzo would hit a line drive directly at the second baseman who was playing in short right field every night at Yankee Stadium and hit it 102 exit velocity line out. So frustrating.
I know. Yeah, it's gonna help a lot of lefties, dude. It's gonna help a lot of lefties, no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry.
Do you like the shift change?
I hate the shift, man. I've never liked it. Well, you know why I hate it?
No. Do you like that? Do you like the shift rule that they're changing it back?
I think it's lame that it even had to get to a point that you had to make a rule, and I blame all the players for not hitting the ball the other frickin' way. And I understand all the concepts behind there, but I wish the hitters just beat it into the ground rather than. I mean, they lost. The hitters lost, and the league realized that, and they were like, all right, we just got to get rid of the shift. That's kind of the way I look at it. No, but scientifically speaking, right? Like you can explain, right? If I'm shifting, I have my starting pitcher, and I'm only going to throw you fastballs inside now. You might not be able to hit the ball the other way, right? Isn't that the counter argument? Am I right there?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, they're shifting and they're just pounding guys in too. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
dude, I must admit, I agree with you. It sounds like it's so easy to just flip it the other way. It's not. It isn't.
Right.
It just isn't. Like, so everyone says, like, just hit it the other way. Like, I don't know.
You can bunt though.
You
are allowed to bunt.
You could. So do you want your best hitters? You want your Bryce Harpers and your your Manny Machados or whoever, Soto. You want these guys to just become bunters
In the first inning, maybe.
Yeah, but then they're not going to do it. You're going to keep shifting.
No, they're not going to do it. And Bryce Harper's going to hit 40. He's not going to freaking lay it down like that every time.
No, but that was the deal. Like, well, you want Dave Ortiz to try and flip a couple the other way. The team's like, yeah, we won.
Yeah. Were you ever shifted on? Ever?
Yeah, dude. End of my career, I swear to God.
Really?
End of my career, Tony La Russa was ahead of the game always. I remember we're facing them, and I'll never forget it. We were in St. Louis. I go hit my first at bat, and freaking Scott Rowland shifts over to short, and everyone else. And dude, I was such a line-to-line guy, but after my shoulder injury, I did become more of a pull guy.
Right.
And what kind of pissed me off because I was a little offended by it. Like, really? They're gonna shift on me? Like, dude, I'm a line-to-line, gap-to-gap guy. I did beat them a couple times.
Nice.
I remember one time I hit a ball right by third base. It would have been right to Roland, and he had to try to make a backhand on it and he couldn't. And it went down the line for a double.
Did you talk shit into the dugout?
No, because I
Larissa.
grounded into the shift a bunch. I'm like, dang, man, this is not okay. So, yeah, I was shifted at the end of my career with La Russa.
That's so cool. Can I ask you another quick question? Why?
Yeah.
Is it because you cheat more? Every guy who says when they get older they become more of a pull hitter. I feel like it would be harder to be a pull hitter when you don't have the same like fast twitch movements. Is it just more of like find your spot and guessing and staying tighter in one spot when you're older?
Yeah, I'd probably say, I know for me it was my shoulder. Just I could not get through the ball. I could not get, dude, like if you go back when I hit 25, 20 home runs early in my career, half of them were to left center. But all of a sudden, I just didn't have that same, and now I started just flying out the left center. And I'm like, okay, and now I got to make an adjustment. So I started pulling the ball really because of that. But there are guys like, dude, I don't know if your eyes are different or whatever, but like, you know, to go the other way, you really got to let the ball travel a little further. You got to have more trust. You got to have better bat speed. So I think as you get older, you start to, cheat a little bit, or you start to maybe try to get the ball a little more out front because you're compensating. Now, your bat speed, like George Brett used to say, listen, at the end of the day, your 34, 35-year-old bat speed is not the same as it was when you're 24.
That's true. Your eyes aren't the same either, right?
Your eyes aren't the same. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, good. That was a nice little lesson. See that, everybody? You get a little off-season lesson on pulling a ball or hitting the other way.
There you go.
All right. So who else is out there? There's not really much out. Rodon's a big key. Waka is somebody they're all talking about now because he's kind of like the Orioles apparently in on him.
They're talking about some trade candidates. They're talking about maybe Devers.
Ooh, where'd you hear that?
Dude, well, Devers, they're saying haven't already that they lost Bogey. The Red Sox will surely feel pressure to sign Devers to a multi-year deal. But if they can't, you never know, dude.
That's true.
They could look to move him, dude. That guy rakes.
He rakes.
Raphael, and if you're the Red Sox, come on, Chaim Bloom, whatever. You're not the Rays, dude. Sign these guys. Sign these stars. You have them you have them sitting there. You're the Red Sox. Sign Devers. Give them the money.
That's a good point.
The Padres are giving money out. The Padres are dishing money out like it's McDonald's French fries. You know what I mean?
I agree. And dude, I mean, he's a 300 hitter. He's gonna hit 25 to 30.
330.
Ugh.
He's a different level guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he plays defense. I know they say he might not be the greatest. Good enough. He finished 14 in the MVP voting last year.
Another guy they're talking about is Danny Jansen. The Blue Jays are packed with catchers there. They got Kirk. They got Moreno is their number one prospect. Then Danny Jansen. Now that's a good place to be having that many catchers because every team needs a catcher. And they have catchers that can catch and hit.
Yes.
And Brian Reynolds too is a big one. He asked for a trade from the Pirates. Sounds like the Pirates don't want to move him, but I think the Pirates are asking for a lot back.
Yes.
You know what I mean, because they don't do. They have nobody to market. They have no really O'Neal Cruz or whatever. The guy's throwing 220 out there, 215. I mean, it's incredible. There's not a lot of good players in the Pirates organization right now, and obviously Reynolds wants out for good reason.
Right.
But they also want a lot back for him, so I don't know if he's going to be moved.
Yeah. Hey, I got one last one for you here. Excuse me. So last year, I was looking at the standings too today. NL East last year, Atlanta 101 and 61, Mets 101 and 61, Philly 87 and 75. My question is, right now, with everything that each of these three teams has done, have the Mets or Braves gotten that 1 or 2 games better to win a division outright? And how much did the Phillies close the gap?
Well, I think the Phillies closed the gap big time. I still think it goes Braves, Phillies, Mets. But they're three of the best teams in baseball, so it's like it's deceiving. You know what I mean? It's not. You would never do that in the AL Central. You know, you'd be like White Sox,
right?
India. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You just named three of the best teams in the game. But dude, the Mets got good too, man.
Yeah.
Verlander and Senga in that rotation now.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But the Phillies
lineup has got to be
the Phillies lineup's incredible. I like the addition of Taijuan Walker to that rotation.
And you're the Braves. You might not have Dansby anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to have Dansby, which is definitely going to hurt. But that young pitching and their bullpen and that lineup is still really good.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Wow. All right.
It's going to be fun, man.
All right. Well, good stuff, man. We kind of went around the bases a little bit. Did a couple different things. You got anything else to get out there before we go?
Nice, brother.
You going on any more podcasts or anything this week? Any of our friends? Anybody? Any of the guys?
No, I don't think I got. Do I have any podcasts?
You posted something that you said, I listened to this and it was like the best. What were you? Or somebody posted it to you. Oh, somebody posted.
I added to my story. It was the MyLab podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That MyLab podcast has been incredible, dude. I've so many great feedback, and like you said, you hope your story can impact people, and it's been incredible to see the feedback from the MyLab podcast.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad for you.
Yeah.
And then maybe next week we'll get another one of those dudes on, right?
Yeah, we'll get somebody. I gotta make some calls, bro.
Yeah, I gotta make some calls. I told you we gotta get you and Swany together. Wanstead.
Yeah, let's go, dude. 2 Pittsburgh guys. Let's go.
All right.
He's a Yunzer. Wanstead's got a legit Pittsburgh accent.
Yeah, and by the way, he drinks. His drink of choice is bourbon, but not just bourbon. It's Terry Bradshaw has his own bourbon company, and he sends him a case like every 3 weeks.
Terry Bradshaw's bourbon.
Yeah, and it's just so funny that like his former coaches all hang out together and drink each other's stuff.
So
anyway, all right, man. Well, enjoy your day.
Right, brother. Yeah, you too, Chich. You have a great rest of the day. What are you doing today, bro?
I'm just working. It's Thursday night football. So some of that going on. That's really it. Maybe I'll do another clip for the Booney show in case anybody hasn't seen it. All right, bro.
Those clips are going well. All right, man.
All right.
33rd team. All right, Chich. Hey, dude, thanks. And I just want to say thanks to everybody out there for listening. Keep listening, keep sharing, keep downloading, all that good stuff, subscribing. All right, Chich. Love you, brother.
All right, love you, buddy.
See you tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir.
Would you kiss my eyes, laying you down? Silence easy to be born again, to be born again. From the far side of the ocean, if I put the wheels in motion.